everybody to Kota's Cove, another episode. Today we're talking about our review for Madden 21. It just came out for PlayStation 4, Xbox, PC. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you my overall thoughts, my pros and cons, kind of like I did with Ghost of Tsushima, and then just give you an overall grade for the game. First, what I'm gonna do is start off by going into some pros. To be honest, with Madden 21, I don't have a lot of pros because this is pretty much Madden 18, 19, 20 repackaged with the number 1 after the 2. So it didn't really change much because companies now think it's okay with sports games to just copy and paste and give no effort into putting anything into the game. So with that being said, let's start with a few of the pros. My first pro is I'm very happy that they went back for the defensive lineman, and instead of button mashing, they used the right stick. Before play Ultimate Squads, play anything, you got Aaron Donald, sack. What they introduced is using the right stick. You can use a combination to flick the stick in a circle, do a spin move, go left and right, you can club somebody, you got your rip moves, your swim moves, bull rushes, finesse moves. That's pretty cool. One other thing I thought was really cool, they kind of give like a point system to the D linemen, so you can only use moves a certain amount of times and your guys will be fatigued, so you're not spamming it. So I think they tried balancing out how good defensive lineman pressure and getting sacks were in that aspect. So I do like that. That's a big pro for me. The next thing I have is the yard. The yard I thought was a pretty cool concept. It's more like harkening back to NFL Street days. I've seen people on Twitter posting clips of them doing cartwheel catches. So that's kind of cool. You get to actually customize your own player. Everybody's been asking that in Madden for a long time, since like 2008. I think was like the last one where you actually were able to do that. So the yard, cool concept. Like the idea. I personally haven't played too many games of it because I'd rather play the simulation realistic football. And the last thing I have, not very many pros like I said, were celebrations were upgraded, I guess you could say. Now if your wide receiver gets a big play, you can actually go and celebrate with a first down, a dance, little team celebration, or sometimes players like Odell have his signature, and he starts doing the whip and the nay-nay and all of his little fancy dances. Alright, so now we're going to the part where there's cons, and get ready people, you might want to take a seat, find a relaxing spot, get a pillow, lay down, because there's a lot of them. Alright, so the first con I have, this is more towards when you got the free 10 hours on EA Access to play the game, is the game felt very clunky and the players felt slow and very robotic. Wide receivers who are supposed to be fast just felt so slow. You catch a ball and try to turn up field and it's just like they're moving like Squidward's rock in the snail race. They're not moving at all. It was a little ridiculous. Next big con I have, you all know, you've been seeing this with sports games lately, especially with EA's, because they're corporate greedy fat cats. This game is microtransaction hell. They will nickel and dime you for every little thing in the game. We all know Ultimate Team, terrible for it. Turns a lot of people away. You're not trying to spend all this money just to have a decent team so you can be able to play with the competition. Well, this, with the yard being a cool concept, they did it to the yard. And I kind of expected it because EA, you are ruthless. You guys are bullies, curb stomping people into putting all this money into the game. So for the yard, you can spend points on stuff just to get something cosmetic, like a sleeve that says Moss. Oh, here, give me $5. You can get something that says Moss. Are you serious? $5 for something that's stupid? Come on, EA, you gotta be kidding me.
That is blasphemous. That is blasphemous.
Next thing we're going to be talking about is blocking from the O-line to the receivers to the running back. And how do I describe the blocking in this game? Well, it will... Sorry, O-line's trash. Absolute trash. You'll see some gameplay footage here of how damning it is. Screenplays, offensive linemen are chosen. Oh, 300-pound guy going to get my running back? Hey bud, see you next play. They're stupid. They're like, Clint Odenberg is one of the main developers of this game. He used to be an offensive lineman. I can see why you're not in the league anymore, because if that's how you used to block in the NFL, you're trash. Again, with running backs blocking on plays, you got defensive ends coming off. Running backs will see the blitz coming on a play action. What do? Have no clue. The blocking in this game is absolutely absurd. I don't know how many games I have a receiver going downfield with the ball in his hand. Receiver ahead of him can make a block, and he's walking or standing still and watches me get tackled. If that was somebody on an NFL team, they're getting cut, seeing on the waiver wires. you're done. Next thing I am going to be talking about that's another big con is same problem I have with 2K. The gameplay is very animation dependent. These sports games, they need to go to something that's more physics based. These animations, like you go to do an aggressive catch or a catch you should win one-on-one with somebody, you have to pray to Jesus that the animation you get is going to bless you, because if not, you got people going up one-on-one, you get touched in the back. What does your guy do? Throws the ball 5 yards away, interception, pick six the other way, do it all over again. It's just, animations are so lousy in this game. Come on, man, and like do something different, please. Next thing I'm talking about is they kind of changed it up a little bit, but when you were doing your D-line moves, I think they upgraded it. When you used to do like a swim or a move to get past an offensive lineman, after you do it, there was a delay, so you couldn't continue to go to sack the quarterback. You know, I'm an Eagles fan, got my Brian Dawkins jersey, favorite player ever. I got Fletcher Cox on my team, of course, because, you know, Eagles fan. I get past the center like he was nothing, go to sack the quarterback, and it's like there's like just like a second delay, long enough so the quarterback can read the pressure, get away, and try to make a play. And it's just, come on, like, I should be rewarded. I beat the offensive lineman, let me go get my sack, you know. Another con about this game I have are the passes, like the lead passes in this game. Pretty atrocious still. I mean, you have a receiver behind like a safety or something. Why in this game does the quarterback just throw it right direct line where the defender is? There's no lead passes to go over top. They say hold the button to do like a lob pass or like a medium touch pass. Never works. If you do a lob pass, all it does is, it looks like he's throwing a Hail Mary to his receiver. The receiver's not going to get enough time to catch and run because the safety's going to be able to get back, recover, knock it out, pick the ball, you know, over and over again. Times two, when you have a tight window throw that most of these QBs in the NFL, because, you know, they're professionals, can make these throw. What does it do? Instead of hitting that window where your guy has that little split chance to catch it, it leads you right to where the defender's at. Easy pick. It's just, the AI just in this game doesn't make sense. It's like amateurs made this game. Another con we're going to be talking about, and this goes back to Madden being, you know, the same game every year pretty much for almost a decade now, if we're being honest. Players on the sideline. I think they added maybe one or two more celebration animations if your offense does something good, or, you know, your defense does something good, the offense on the sideline gets pumped. Still, why is it when our players go to the sideline, their names on the back of their jerseys disappear and they just look like random bots? It doesn't look like the players you have here on team. That's something simple. Like, put time and effort in the game and just polish it up. What you guys are doing is just polishing a turd. You're not doing anything. Like, make this worth people's money to put into the product. We all saw your Metacritic score. Lousy. Next thing I'll be talking about, you've all seen it, especially if you go in instant replay to watch plays. Players clipping through players, going Casper the Ghost, going through people. Last night I was playing a Mud Squad game with my friends. Left guard, blocking a tackle. I go to run behind, my guard uses block, and somehow, oh look, the defensive tackle on the other team's bear hugging me through two people. Like, my 260 something pound lineman isn't right there in front of him. That has got to stop. Like, this is just, the amount of laziness in this game, people, it drives me nuts. And I want to love it because, you know, football this time of year is my favorite time of year. NFL is my favorite sports league to watch. Get excited about Madden, fantasy football, just watching games, and it's just like, this game just brings you down and makes you want to become an alcoholic. Alright, next thing I'll be talking about is Mud Squads. Now, for those of you who played Mud Squads, you know how big of a headache that game mode can be. It's the same again, that same teams running the same plays in and out every game. Maybe 3 or 4 different plays get called. For one, I mean, it's not simulation football, it's more like street football, but it's like the funnest mode I think this game offers. It's just, it gets annoying because, especially now in Mud, you don't have the good outside linebackers with the good speed to keep up with the Eddie George you get in the game. So what do teams do? Oh, halfback stretch, right, halfback stretch, left, right, left, right, left. Same play over and over again, you can't stop it. Even when you pick plays like blitzing, where you know they're gonna run, you can't stop it. Last night had some guy with Christian McCaffrey go, me and my teammate, both of us made contact with him, he just runs through it like we weren't even there. It's just, I don't know what's going on. They have to figure out a way how to balance this. It's mind-boggling. Another thing we'll be talking about are the glitches in the game, because every game I understand can be glitched out, but there's a lot of times companies listen to this, especially you, EA, you guys can stop some of this stuff from happening if you game test it properly. You guys don't game test anything, you just get it done, ship it out, go make your money, get ready for the next year, and you get lazy with it. What was I talking about the glitches. In MUT this year, we can't play any plays but run plays and play action. Therefore, what? 60% of your playbook's eliminated because if you pick a regular pass set, there's a glitch where whoever your quarterback is for MUT, it switches off to somebody else and your teammate can't play that play for some reason. He got banned to the Shadow Realm or whatever. That's a ridiculous glitch. I can only use play actions, and the way the defensive linemen are in this game, especially Aaron Donald, one of your overpowered ones, you have to use a play action play where the running back is in a pass set. So, okay, now maybe 70% of your playbook's gone. So it's just, what's the point, Madden? I know you're addressing it in the patch coming up soon, but that shouldn't have been in the game. Like, how is that not figured out? Like, that's simple. How many people run quick slants all the time, and you can't find somebody to find that glitch? Oh, hey, he can't play quarterback like he's supposed to. That's lazy. Gotta stop being lazy. And the last con I have is face of the franchise. Now this year, Madden, I will say they put a little bit more effort into face of the franchise mode. It's a little bit more interactive. There's a little bit longer storyline instead of, high school, college, you get to the NFL and it stops. This year, they focus more on you being a pro. They have signature moments for you. They also have got a guy that's been your friend in high school as a reporter for the school's high school paper who follows you. He becomes like big and famous. He has his own TV show and he comes on to fight you, and it's like living through flashbacks of key moments throughout your life in the league, which I think that was pretty cool. But the big con with it is, so far I've played 2 seasons I think in the pros. I got drafted to the Bears as quarterback to replace Boo Trubisky, and I've only played I think the Packers, and I think I've played 2 other teams in 2 seasons, whoever was in the Super Bowl. Like, they do this cool thing with the rivalry where a player, like in mine, Tre'Davious White got traded from the Bills to the Packers. He became my rival. We're trash talking social media. Everybody knows about it. Blah, 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 blah. Well, during this, it sims all the games, and then all I've been able to play during the regular season is anytime I come up against my rival. So, was it 2 times a year, and in this last season I got to play him in the playoffs. It's just like, it's very boring, very dry, very fast. I'm tired of seeing the same players. I'm tired of scoring 70 points on the same guys. Like, give me some variety. It was a good step into making it interesting, but other than that, yeah. And then the storyline at the beginning of the game makes absolutely no sense. Your buddy has like a congenital heart disorder in high school, and then he follows you to college after hating you, becomes a starter at that college, when in reality, somebody has a congenital heart disorder. You're not passing your physical to make the high school team. You're not passing your physical to make a college team where they're paying you money, free money, to attend the college to play sports. That's not happening. He almost dies on the field like twice. What does your college coach do? You scored 80 points this game? I'm gonna put the dude who almost died. It makes no sense. Come on, like that is...
That's terrible.
Who thought of that storyline? Like... Anyways, my review of Madden is same old thing we've got in the last few years. No improvement to franchise. Metacritic absolutely took a dump on this game. Thank you for doing that. We needed that because EA has to wake up. They're just stealing money from customers at this point, relying on the people for MUT to make their money. And if I'm not mistaken, Angry Joe Show reviewed this game and said that Madden, since it's come into, what was it, the 90s, the very first John Madden, I think it's reached $4 billion in sales. Tell me $4 billion and the best we can get is a copy and paste game? Come on, do you have time to do something? It's just, for franchise people, fix something for the franchise, make it more entertaining, bring back the Tony Bruno show. That was awesome. We missed that type of stuff. Reason why NFL 2K5, a TO on the cover was like the best game, because you were involved in so many different aspects. This game, it's not like that. All they did was switch the menu colors up. And the soundtrack for this game, I don't know what this is. This sounds like that episode of South Park where Kyle starts hating the music the kids listen to and says it sounds like crap, and all you hear is that's his soundtrack. My ears bleed when I turn on this, man. I don't know what this is. So overall, if you hate Madden, you're gonna continue to hate it. If you want to play it just to play it, don't get into the MUT. It's a money grabbing thing. Play your quick games, but it's essentially the same thing. I'm gonna go ahead and give this rating. This is probably being a little bit generous, but I'm gonna give it like D+. It's just, you can tell they just, push it out, we don't care. They might use the excuse, well, we got the next gen we're worrying about, but still, 10 years of the same type of gameplay, it's just, come on, man, you have to do better. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into this episode of Kota's Cove. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at Kota's Cove, same as the YouTube channel where I post when I'm going to be posting new videos and keeping you up to date. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.